guys. I am staying home today for a very special reason. Um, I'm not sure if I told you, but my grandmother passed away the other morning, and I was in there with her. Uh, that kind of sounds bad, but it really freaked me out, like being in the room when it happened. But I'm not a religious person, but if you guys are, maybe say a prayer for her. Um, so, on a lighter note, um, I wanted to apologize for the horrible text quality on my last video. I um, punished myself by buying Hypercam 2. It was kind of expensive, but it records video better. I tested it with the unregistered version, um, and it looks a lot better. It doesn't get all fuzzy. So, I guess I'll show you guys a new video.
Alright, so what we have here is the code window. I start out always with commenting what the code window does, so you comment with 2 slashes, like that. Um, you can say whatever you want, whatever is appropriate, but it's just so I know what it does, and yeah, the world. Oops. Pound, include. What I used there were just the carets for there on the comma and the period, just hit shift, and then make sure you spell that right, and put it in between carets and hit the pound button. Um, That's for you have to put that in just about all programs. Once you get better, you'll see which ones you need that for and which ones you don't. We're going to include string also, string. You'll see why later in the tutorial. Okay, so now we're going to hit using namespace std semicolon. Make sure you put the semicolon at the end of that. Alright, now for actually programming. You start out with your main function. The main function has to be in every program. So, okay, here's a little cool trick. When you, like, okay, make the brackets, go over one, hit enter, then hit control enter, and it splits them up like they need to be split up. Okay, so, in these parentheses, you don't really need anything now, but later on, once you get better at programming, you will, so, uh, but those parentheses do need to be there. That's just saying that it's a function, basically. All functions have to have parentheses, even if they don't have arguments. Okay, so we're gonna comment our main function, main, smiley face. Okay, now to start. To display text on your console, you need to use console out, which is just C-O-U-T, C out. That's what we call it. Then you can type in quotations, say, hello world. Anything you type in, spelled world wrong again. Anything you type in the quotations gets displayed on the console, as long as it's not another quotation. But you can use a apostrophe, so if you need to quote something, just use apostrophes, I guess. Um, okay, and L. Oops, sorry. And L. And let's try to run that. Yes. Oh, it might give me an error, or it might not. We shall see. It doesn't. Okay. If you guys saw what it just did, it opened up and closed out really quick. Make sure you put return 0 at the end if you're using Visual Studio or Visual C++ Express 08. If you're using like Dev C++ and you don't need to do that, because it does it for you, I believe. But it's a good practice, whether or not, because when you get to be a professional, then you're going to be using Visual C++ probably, or a compiler that was built. Alright, hit Control F5 to run, and you'll see Hello World. And press any key to continue. I don't know, let's explain this. You have to make sure that you have both sets of carets pointing left when you use cout. And then end L just means end line, and it skips to the next line. It's pretty simple, but it's just ENDL, so we just call it endl, and then cout. Um, Now let's do some string stuff. Yay! Okay, so we're going to do entering a name. So what you need to enter a name is you need a string variable. So string str name. That's just what I'm calling it, str name. You don't need to call it that. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it Bob, but that'd be confusing. So str name. Now we're going to do cout. What is your name? Okay, so now it's gonna say what is your name, and this is how you enter it. Get line parenthesis semicolon, then CIN, which is CIN, and you'll be shown how to do that later on. CIN, and then str name, or just the name of the variable that you need to get CIN'd. And then just to show that we got the right name, we can do str name is a very, I have to fix that. Don't type what I'm typing right now. Very sexy name. This is my stupidity. Okay, that's what you have to do. Very sexy name. Dot dot dot. And okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. Cout, then the carets, and the str name. If you have a variable, you don't have to have it in quotations, by the way. Alright, so let's try to run that. Control F5. Yes, I'd like to build it. Hopefully I didn't make any spelling errors. Okay, we're all good. Okay, hello world, what is your name? Say C++ to true tutorial. C++ tutorial is a very sexed, I put a T instead of a Y, name, dot dot dot. Press any key to continue. Okay, so that worked. Let me fix my spelling errors. Alright, so that should work. See how I put a space there? If I, like, since I didn't put a space there last time, it just said the name and then it didn't put a space in between those two. That's very useful if you have like a score or something. You can just like type score here and then put the variable for score right after it, and it'll display that on the screen. So that's just about all that I can show you. Next I'm going to show you if statements and how to make a test building onto this.